So the blood supply to the heart is by the right and left coronary arteries, and the right and left coronary arteries actually come from below the aortic valve where the aorta starts, and there's usually an auricle present as well as the aorta and the pulmonary trunk. Now the right coronary artery will come where the aorta is present and the right auricle, between where the right auricle is and next to the pulmonary trunk or below the aorta, whereas the left coronary artery will come from where the left auricle is and below the aorta. Now if we look at the origin, it's from the branch of the ascending aorta and begins from the anterior or the aortic, the right coronary sinus. In terms of the course of the right coronary artery, as it starts, it first straight away gives off a conus branch for the cone, and then it also gives a nodal branch for the SA node, which curves upwards. By the way, you can't actually see this on the heart. Next, you also have going down in the mnemonic for the right coronary artery is aparna, A standing for acute marginal artery, P standing for posterior interventricular artery, R standing for right conus, N standing for nodus, and A standing for I don't know what. It runs between the right auricle and the pulmonary trunk and enters the anterior part of the coronary sulcus and runs right. The right coronary artery will run right in the anterior part of the coronary sulcus and winds around the right margin of the heart. It then runs to the left in the posterior part of the coronary sulcus. Here you can see it. This is the right coronary artery. It also has anterior right atrial branches. Both of these have atrial branches. And you also have your right marginal branch of the right coronary artery, which goes on the right side of the heart on the border. Now, in terms of the left coronary artery, you have on the left you have acola, anterior interventricular artery, circumflex artery, obtuse marginal artery, lateral marginal artery, and atrial. And this also comes from between the pulmonary trunk and the auricle, and it has the anterior interventricular artery. By the way, the anterior interventricular artery from the left coronary artery and the posterior interventricular artery from the right coronary artery meet in the interventricular groove and the anterior interventricular groove, or where the apex of the heart forms, and this is one of the most important anastomosis. This anastomosis will be with, where the anterior interventricular artery runs, that's also where you have the great cardiac vein. Giva, great cardiac vein with the anterior interventricular artery. Then you have Pimp, the posterior interventricular artery runs with the middle cardiac vein. And then you have Pias, the posterior interventricular artery has both atrioventricular branches, anterior interventricular branches, and septal branches. There are 3 anastomoses you need to know altogether. You need to know that the right coronary artery anastomosis with the circumflex artery, and that's why the crown is flexed, the coronary is flexed, and then the left conus and right conus branches, and then the anterior interventricular and posterior interventricular branches.